So, this week saw the final of The Apprentice, which, as usual with every year, it seems to be on one particular weekday for the whole series, and then the final is rushed on another day at the weekend, and then on the main day. So, you know, it could be spoilt for you if someone posts something up before the final actually comes on. I've actually waited till after Wednesday, even though I watched on the Sunday, so that it wouldn't spoil it for anyone. Or if you're watching it on iPlayer, it may do, so don't watch this now until after you've watched this, because there will be spoilers. And then there's the 4 people that remain. So I'm going to first talk about Adam. How the hell did he stay in that long? I mean, he's basically a blagger with charisma, but you can see he never had the skill. He really wasn't suited to that job. Surely he could sell, but that wasn't what the whole thing was about, was it? It was about having someone who was well-rounded with all of the business skills that they needed. And he really lacked that, and every single week, what did he do? He stuffed his face. Every single episode that it seemed he chose to go down the path where it was wine tasting, chocolate eating, all these other things. And that's why he picked chocolate last week, so that he could stuff his face again and have the reward before the actual ends, where they get the rewards. And previous years people have been fired before then for getting caught doing that, but no, he managed to get away with it and blag his way, and he didn't even put the effort in. You could see that on his face. He saved all his effort for the argument in the ballroom, and he thought that he could blag his way out with his charisma again, but he failed, because really there was no way he was getting into that final. So, who did we have? We had Nick Hopser, tech entrepreneur. Tom Gearing with 7 wins. Obviously Nick had 8 wins, and I haven't wrote what Tom did because I missed this. Then Jade Nash, direct marketing and business development. And Ricky Martin with 3 wins was a recruitment manager. And on those you'd think Ricky was the least likely to win, but spoilers, saying nothing. Nick's idea was an online grocery shop with single click recipes, where you had the recipes on and you, well, that's what it sounds, single click, but obviously it was more than that, because the idea was the recipes were on the site and you clicked and it added all the things needed for that recipe in the basket. Then you need another click to choose which shop to get it from. Overcomplicating the idea. Yeah, if he had have stuck, you know, he could have picked a supermarket like Tesco, got them behind him. Maybe he still could now that he's not on The Apprentice, and get a partnership with one of the leading supermarkets to just make this website. Spoilers, maybe they'll make it themselves based on this information if they haven't noticed it already, or maybe someone will steal the idea now. Because with affiliate marketing, which is essentially what it is, you know, get the partnership with them, develop it with them for them using their software, their shop. You just click the recipe, it adds it in, and then you get your commission based on the sale. So yeah, that's how that would make money, and he doesn't explain that to Lord Sugar, and that's why he's all like, I don't see how you'd make your money, and he doesn't bother to make the explanation. He's never bothered with anything. A lot of the series he just lays back and takes it. He doesn't fight his corner, and that's probably why he was never going to win, because even if the idea could have made a lot of money, he just takes things on the chin a bit too much, doesn't fight his corner, doesn't explain his ideas as well as he should. So yeah, that's why he lost. Then you had Tom, hedge fund for wines. Yeah, that's the big risk thing, and he stayed to the final too. But you know, basically they punt out later and show aggressive win, then yeah, I'll skip ahead to that bit. Tom, business was written by someone else, they stated, and it seems like his business plan was written by his dad, who works with him in his current business, which I think was pretty much the same thing as he was trying to get the investment for, and he was saying, oh, how you'd make 25 million from this 250,000 investments. Yeah, he's probably inflated that figure just because, you know, that's what they do on The Apprentice. It's bullshit out. I'm surprised that started trending after I first wrote it. The first week I wrote it, the hashtag, it was the only result, and then every single Wednesday at 9 it's like bullshit hour, and there's a million people writing bullshit hour things, even if it was not associated with The Apprentice, so it's quite fun to see happen. And then, is there anything else on Tom? Says he will succeed because of Lord Sugar. Yeah, and he made it to the final two when he was saying he didn't want involvement, and it was blatantly obvious at that point who was going to win, because he kept repeating how he didn't want to be involved, you know, he wanted a hands-off business, so, you know, if that was the case, this never should have reached the final two. He should have picked one of the other businesses and gave them a little bit of hope, a little bit of a chance, but no, you know, obviously he hated the other ideas that much. Is there anything else for Tom? Right, Nick, I've missed, so I'll go back to Nick. Good drawn plan, complicated idea. Yeah, he had the best drawn out business plan, like properly how you would design it to give to a business, with everything explained on the business plan, everything drawn out, all the figures. Did he explain it to people like Lord Sugar who hadn't seen the business plan? No, he just presumed it's in it. So that's probably another failing. Unfocused, always stood back in task. Yeah, I've mentioned this. Right, on to Jay's, who direct marketing. There was a week last week, well, depending on when you're watching it, but the week before the final, where Adam was saying, I don't know what to do. You know, and basically that's what direct marketing, affiliate marketing, a lot of people have problems with that, is like, if you know what the business is, it's easy to understand. If you don't, then a lot of people don't understand it. Like, you know, basically you're a freelance marketer selling, you know, you're setting up your own marketing and all that, selling the company, and you get your commission based on your sales. So, you know, not a lot of people get what, you know, unless you can describe it better. They just don't understand, and like direct marketing is more like, you know, getting the customers direct, you know. So it could be online stuff, which is affiliate marketing, but then affiliate marketing is also offline, but direct marketing is like calling people up and getting the predetermined leads, is what she was selling. Basically she wanted to set up websites to get pre-qualified leads to sell on to these businesses, and, you know, it's sort of the same but different, so that rather than getting the sale directly, she's getting pre-qualified leads and selling them to the company for her set price, or buying the pre-qualified leads and following them through to get the sale. You know, or there's a lot of different ways that things can be done, so it's like however you do it. So it's complicated to describe in its entirety quite what it is, which is why a lot of people don't understand it. And, you know, even if you've worked in the industry, it's difficult to explain, especially on camera. Yeah, but she completely missed everything in her plan. Like, the startup cost nothing, and before now she seemed the best with her skill set. So her business plan was terrible, her idea was less than ideal. She could have done a lot of different things, and, you know, things that Lord Sugar would have preferred. Like, she'd have gone down the other route rather than just setting up call centres. You know, she'd have gone more for the affiliate marketing side rather than the direct marketing side. She could have done better and probably would have got the investment, but she chose what she knew, which is like the phone calls and stuff. So, and I'm sure I met her in an affiliate marketing event in the past. I think we even danced, but you know, it was quite a long time ago now. So, yeah. But I thought for ages, like, her face looks familiar, I know her from somewhere. And then when I saw her on one of the later episodes that she was in marketing, it was like, oh, that's probably where I knew her from all those years ago when I was in that business. So yeah. Then anything else to do with Jay's? Third party's checkbox, yeah. It's like, oh, the third party's checkbox. Big tickets so they can give us, so we can use their information. But I have been an avid person to avoid. I've always read the small print and did either to check it or not check it, and I've always made sure to do the right one so I don't get these phone calls, and I still get them. So I'm thinking that some people ignore that and just claim that the checkbox has been ticked, perhaps even alter it afterwards so that they've got it and then it's like, check here if you'd like to receive this information. Oh, they've left it blank. They must have wanted it checked. I'll check it for them. So yeah, it's an easily abused system. So I'm dubious over that, and it's like, you know, if she wants to work in that business, then so be it. It's like, it's the worst side of these businesses. Like, there's a million sides to it. Like, there's people confuse it with pyramid schemes. It's not pyramid schemes, but some people sell pyramid schemes claiming it to be these businesses, and that's not right, which is where it gets bad press. And then you've got the third party checkbox thing, which is abused. Now that's a bad side of the business. And then you've got the honest people who work hard for this and actually work to encourage the brand sales and promote the brands, that just get forgotten and unnoticed. But some of them, like, well, it's a lot more prevalent these days, like Go Compare is an affiliate and things like that. Top Cashback is a pseudo affiliate because it makes money from its adverts, but the affiliate commission it gets for referring the customers, it pays back to the customers. So yeah, that's another affiliate scheme. And yeah, it's a million different types of direct marketing affiliates, and like people pretending to be affiliates that aren't, so millions of different things. But it's that complicated a business, and that's why people have trouble understanding it. So anything else left about J's? No. So we will go on to Ricky Martin. Ricky the Bullshit Martin, Ricky for Martin, Ricky Flash Martin, Ricky insert hype name Martin. Basically, he was the bullshit master extraordinaire, and that's how he sold himself, you know. He just used all his hype and famous name to get ahead rather than focusing on hard work and business. But, you know, some people use that. It's a acceptable technique, I suppose, but it's not one I would have personally chosen, and obviously it came down to the fact that he changed as an individual so much that he wasn't like that anymore. And, you know, if it wasn't for all the bullshit and hype, even in some of their business plans, it was just more like 60-70% bullshit and hype, 40% actual business. But yeah, if they'd have just focused on the business and boiled it down and worked hard, the others might have stood a chance. And if he'd have ignored all the bullshit, he'd have won outright, because what his premise was basically, he works in recruitment for years, he's been good at it, he's recruited some good people into specialist jobs, and he wants to, rather than work for a company that he does work for in a high position, go out on his own, based on his degree in medical sciences and stuff, and start up his own specialist recruitment business to get people in those jobs. And he's got the right contacts and the right ideas, and he's fully capable of doing that job. So it's a sound investment, but he focused more on the bullshit and hype because he got lost in that, because that's how he's been. But now that he's got the investment, he's probably going to be more sensible, obviously. But yeah, let's see what else I've got on him. Anything else? That's pretty much it in a nutshell. But yeah, I think I ignored what the other people did because I skipped over that. Jade wanted to make the telemarketing second lead. Ricky, recruitment for the therapeutics and drugs industries. So yeah, that was The Apprentice. And not so much this year with the interview stage, where normally it comes out all the bullshit that everyone's put in their past. You know, it's like they've lied about different things. Maybe they just focus more on their business plans rather than digging into their past this year. So, you know, it's a big difference. And maybe next year there'll be another investment and there'll be people applying and it'll be bullshit hour again, because you have to go through all these pre-stage of interviews and how the hell they got through it. Probably mostly because they bullshitted their way through the pre-interviews to get onto the telly rather than actually having any business acumen. But yeah, we'll see what happens next year, possibly, if there is a next year one, because, you know, I'm sure at some point he's going to get fed up with it, because that's why he's probably stopped hiring people into his industry, because he's like, well, actually I don't want these people working for me in these roles, because they're not really as great as it, which is why one of them is an advisor rather than actually doing the work, possibly. And I bet she's pissed off that they're getting investments where she's just in this job, so she'd probably prefer to be doing her own businesses still. But, you know, you win some, you lose some. And you got what you let yourself in for. If you went for that job, you got it. So yeah, next year, more business investments, people probably coming up with bad business ideas again, and poorly drawn business plans, bullshitting their way through to the final.